Hello and welcome. My name is Ms. Acosta and I am a prevention specialist with the Scans Futuros Saludables YPS web program. And today I'll be providing you with a presentation on tobacco. Tobacco is the leading cause of preventable death. Okay, what does preventable mean? It means that we can prevent it. Death and illnesses related to tobacco use can cause a terrible toll on the health and lives of families, businesses, and government. It can also become very costly. Tobacco kills more than 480,000 people every year. More than 20 million Americans have died because of smoking since 1964. Smoking leads to disease and disability and harms nearly every organ system of the body. Without saying any names, by a show of hands, who knows of someone that smokes or uses tobacco products? We know there is always a relative or someone we know uses tobacco products. Okay, now, what is the age limit that you need to be to purchase tobacco products? The age is 21. It used to be 18 years old, but they changed it on September 2019. I think it was the best decision that they made, so the kids nowadays won't be able to purchase them under the age of 21 years old. We have different tobacco products out there. Do you know which they are? Okay, in this upcoming slides, I'm going to show you the 6 tobacco products out in the community. Okay, the first one is the cigarettes. Smokers once believed that the light and low tar cigarettes had lower health risks, but studies have shown that the risk of serious health effects is not lower in smokers of light or low tar cigarettes. Because of this, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, has banned use of the terms light, mild, and low in any cigarette sales unless the FDA specifically allows it, and so far it hasn't. Hand-rolled cigarettes are no safer than commercial brands. In fact, lifelong smokers of hand-rolled cigarettes have a higher risk of cancer of the larynx, voice box, esophagus, swallowing tube, mouth, and pharynx, throat, when compared with smokers of machine-made cigarettes. Menthol cigarettes are not safer than unflavored cigarettes. In fact, they could be even more dangerous. Menthol cigarettes tend to be easier to smoke. The added menthol produces a cooling sensation in the throat when the smoke is inhaled. It lessens the cough reflex and covers the dry feeling in the throat that smokers often have. People who smoke menthol cigarettes can inhale deeper and hold the smoke in longer. The specific dangers of menthol cigarettes are an active area of research, but they are at least as dangerous as unflavored cigarettes. Then we have the cigars, the little cigars. Many people view cigar smoking as more sophisticated and less dangerous than cigarette smoking. Yet, one large cigar can contain as much tobacco as an entire pack of cigarettes. Most cigars are made of a single type of aged, aired, cured, or dried tobacco that's fermented in a multiple-step process. The fermentation causes chemical and bacterial reactions that change the tobacco. This is what gives a cigar different taste and smell from cigarettes. Cigars come in many sizes. The smallest, known as little cigars or small cigars, are about the size of cigarettes. Other than the fact that they are brown and maybe a little longer, they look like cigarettes. They come in flavors like mint, chocolate, or fruit, and many have filters. They are often sold in packs of 20. Most people smoke these small cigars exactly the same way as cigarettes. Slightly larger cigars are called cigarrillos or blunts. They contain more tobacco than little cigars and are also often flavored. Studies suggest that some people smoke that more like cigarettes than cigars. Inhaling and smoking every day, they look like small versions of traditional cigars, but they can be bought in small packs. True, large cigars may contain more than half an ounce of tobacco, as much as a whole pack of cigarettes. It can take from 1 to 2 hours to smoke a traditional large cigar. There's a lot of nicotine in cigars, remember. Full-size cigars can have as much nicotine as an entire pack of cigarettes. Okay, let's see the difference between cigarettes and cigars. A main difference is that a cigar is wrapped in a tobacco leaf or a material containing tobacco, but cigarettes are wrapped in a paper or a material that does not contain tobacco. Cigars tend to be unfiltered, while most cigarettes have filtered ends. A typical cigarette contains 1 to 2 milligrams of nicotine, while the nicotine content of a cigar is 100 to 200 milligrams. So some cigars contain as much as 400 milligrams of nicotine. So that's a lot of milligrams of nicotine in a cigar. We also have the smokeless tobacco, that's the chewing tobacco. There are two main types of smokeless tobacco that have been traditionally marketed in the United States: chewing tobacco and moist snuff. Chewing tobacco is cured tobacco in the form of loose leaf, plug, or twist. Snuff is finely cut or powdered, cured tobacco that can be dry, moist, or packaged in sachets. Snus is a finely ground, moist snuff that can be loose or packaged. Most smokeless tobacco use involves placing the product between the cheek or lip and the gum. The availability of flavored, lower nicotine smokeless tobacco products lacking harsh attributes promoted by manufacturers may allow for experimentation by new users, but may also lead to nicotine addiction and continued use of smokeless or other tobacco products. Over time, smokeless tobacco users may switch from lower nicotine smokeless tobacco products to products that deliver more nicotine. We also have the pipes, like Popeye the Sailor Man uses, and also the hookah. Hookah is also called nargile smoking. It started in Asia and the Middle East. A water pipe is used to burn tobacco that has been mixed with flavors such as honey, mint, licorice, molasses, or fruit, and the flavored smoke is inhaled through a long hose. Usually the tobacco mixture, which is called shisha, is heated using charcoal. The charcoal itself produces carbon monoxide and other toxins. Hookah smoking has been popular among younger people in the US as a social event, which lets the smokers spend time together and talk as they pass the mouthpiece around. Newer forms of hookah smoking include steam stones that have been soaked in fluid and are used instead of tobacco, and battery-powered hookah paint. Both of these create a vapor that's inhaled. Hookah pens work the same way as an electronic or e-cigarettes. Some sellers advertise that these are purer and healthier alternative to regular hookahs, but this has not been proven. Hookahs are marked as a safe alternative to cigarettes. This claim is false. The water does not filter out the toxins. In fact, hookah smoke has been shown to contain toxins like carbon monoxide, nicotine, tar, and heavy metals in connections that are as high or even higher than those in cigarette smoke. It carries many of the same health risks. Several types of cancer, including lung cancer, have been linked to hookah smoking. It affects the heart, too, causing coronary artery disease, an increased heart rate, and high blood pressure. Lung damage, carbon monoxide intoxication, chronic bronchitis, emphysema, dental problems, osteoporosis have also been linked to hookah use. There's also a risk of passing infections while sharing a hookah. Hookahs also put out secondhand smoke from both the tobacco and the burning charcoal used as a heat source. Now, the biggest difference between cigarette tobacco and pipe tobacco is the chemicals with which they are made. Cigarettes are generally overlaid with a highly toxic chemical tobacco, while pipe tobacco is more natural. These chemicals create the uplifting high that regular cigarette smokers enjoy. Okay, now, the newest trend of tobacco products is the electronic or e-cigarettes. Those are the vaping devices. Using electronic or e-cigarettes is often called vaping or juuling. Juul is a certain popular brand of e-cigarette. The liquid in these devices is heated and creates an aerosol of tiny particles, sometimes called a vapor, that is inhaled by users. Although the term vapor may sound harmless, the aerosol that comes out of an e-cigarette is not water vapor and can be harmful. E-cigarette vapor can contain nicotine and other substances that are addictive and can cause lung disease, heart disease, and cancer. It's especially important to know that all Juuls and most e-cigarettes contain nicotine, the same addictive drug that is in regular cigarettes, cigars, hookah, and other tobacco products. E-cigarettes are still fairly new, and more research is needed over a long period of time to know what the long-term health effects may be. There have been reports of severe lung illnesses in some people who vape, although it's not clear how widespread this might be. The American Cancer Society is closely watching for new research about the effects of using e-cigarettes and other new tobacco products. Who knows how many chemicals are in one cigarette? There are approximately 600 ingredients in cigarettes. When burned, cigarettes create more than 7,000 chemicals. At least 69 of these chemicals are known to cause cancer and many are toxic. Many of these chemicals also are found in consumer products, but these products have warning labels, such as rat poisoning packaging. While the public is warned about the danger of the poisons in these products, there is no such warnings for the toxins in tobacco smoke. Okay, so remember, in just one cigarette, there are 7,000 chemicals. I'm going to name some of the chemicals that are found in one cigarette. Here are a few of the chemicals in tobacco smoke and other places they are found. Acetone, it's also found in nail polish remover. Ammonia, a common household cleaner. Arsenic, used in rat poison. Butane, used in lighter fluid. Carbon monoxide, released in car exhaust fumes. Lead, used in batteries. Methanol, a main component in rocket fuel. Nicotine, used as an insecticide. Tar, material for paving roads. Those are some of the chemicals in just one cigarette, but remember, we have 7,000 chemicals. What are some effects of using tobacco products? In the upcoming slides, we're going to go over the effects of using tobacco products. The effects in your body when using tobacco products are your ears and eyes. Okay, now your ears. It affects the nerves and the blood vessels in the ears and may lead to hearing loss. Cigarette smoking may cause hearing loss. Smokers are nearly 70% more likely than non-smokers to suffer hearing loss. According to a study including more than 3,000 people, in general, smokers are 1.69 times more likely to damage their hearing ability. Now, your eyes. They affect your eyesight and also they turn red. The substances inhaled are toxins that have systemic effects. Research shows cigarette smoking heightens the risk of several eye conditions: age-related macular degeneration, cataracts, glaucoma, and dry eye syndrome. Now, it also affects your nose and skin. Your nose will decrease your ability to smell. As soon as you inhale tobacco smoke, it starts to irritate your whole upper airway. Irritating gases like ammonia and cause your nose and sinuses to produce more mucus. You become more susceptible to colds and allergies and eventually to cancer of the throat and lungs. And it also affects your skin. Will get wrinkles in your forehead and especially in your upper lip, and it makes you look older. The nicotine in cigarettes causes narrowing of the blood vessels in the outermost layers of your skin. This impairs blood flow to your skin. With less blood flow, your skin doesn't get as much oxygen and important nutrients such as vitamin A. As a result, skin begins to sag and wrinkle prematurely because of smoking. It also affects your lungs and makes it harder to breathe normally, especially if you are in sports. It also can cause lung cancer and emphysema. Because tobacco smoke contains carbon monoxide, this deadly gas displaces the oxygen in your blood, depriving your organs of the oxygen they need. Other chemicals found in cigarette smoke include acrolein, which can cause irreversible lung damage, and even in low amounts, it can cause a sore throat in 10 minutes. Tobacco smoking can also lead to chronic bronchitis. Smoking has also been linked to other cancers, leukemia, cataracts, or pneumonia. Now, it affects your heart. It closes off the blood vessels, making the heart to work harder to pump blood to them. It increases the risk of heart disease, which can lead to stroke or heart attack. Okay, so we take care of our heart super good. So let's say if the heart starts pumping super fast, when it starts pumping super fast, you could get a heart attack. So remember, just be careful. It affects your fingernails too. Yellow stained nails are one of the biggest telltale signs that you're a smoker or that you used to smoke. This is because the nicotine and tar found in cigarettes stains both the nail and the surrounding nail bed. But that's not all. Smoking blocks oxygen to the fingernails, which can also result in a yellow hue. We also have those clothes smells. When people smoke outside and they come inside your house, their clothes also smells. That's called third-party smoking. Later within the presentation, I'll let you know what is third-party smoking. It also affects your mouth. It harms the skin, covering the lips, tongue, and throat, and may cause food to taste funny, causes bad cough, bad breath, and mouth infection, and also yellow teeth. I know everybody, including me, we all take very good care of our teeth, so we brush them 2 to 3 times a day. Do you want for your teeth to look like this? No. Okay, so remember, we take very good care of our teeth. Now, it affects your tongue. When you use a tobacco product, you can also get a black hairy tongue. The name black hairy tongue may sound scary, but the condition is harmless. Black hairy tongue is caused by bacteria in the mouth, which make the tongue appear black and hairy. It's easily remedied by good old-fashioned oral hygiene. What causes black hairy tongue? A black hairy tongue is caused by too much bacteria or yeast growth in the mouth. The bacteria build up on tiny rounded projections called papillae. These lie along the surface of the tongue. Instead of shedding, as they normally do, the papillae start to grow and lengthen, creating hair-like projections. They can grow to 15 times their normal length. Normally, the papillae are pinkish white, but as they grow, pigments from food, drinks, and possibly the bacteria or yeast themselves get caught in the papillae, dyeing the tongue a color. Most often, that color is black, hence the name, but the tongue can also turn brown, yellow, green, or a variety of other colors. Certain lifestyle habits and conditions can make people more likely to develop black hairy tongue. It includes smoking tobacco or the chewing tobacco. A communication breakdown between the brain and the rest of the body can lead to discomforting and strange symptoms, such as sharp tingling in the legs and feet or a feeling of numbness. Smoking restricts blood flow to the microscopic nerve cells that should be communicating with the brain. A study of almost 45,000 men confirms that smoking is a key risk factor for poor circulation in the legs. Anybody know what ingredient in tobacco is addictive? The ingredient that is addictive in tobacco is nicotine. Nicotine is a type of drug called a stimulant. Tobacco contains nicotine, the ingredient that can lead to addiction, which is why so many people who use tobacco find it difficult to quit. Nicotine is a stimulant drug, an upper drug. You can smoke tobacco in a cigarette or pipe, chew or sniff it, snuff. It comes from the leaves of the tobacco plant. They contain nicotine, tar, and carbon monoxide. There are also many other potential harmful chemicals found in tobacco or created by burning it. Okay, how does tobacco affect your behavior too? Smoking and addiction at first. Nicotine improves mood and concentration, decreases anger and stress, relaxes muscles, and reduces appetite. Regular doses of nicotine led to changes in the brain, which then led to nicotine withdrawal symptoms when the supply of nicotine decreases. Does anybody know what secondhand smoke is? In this next slide, I'm going to explain what secondhand smoke is. Secondhand smoke is when someone is using a tobacco product and you are next to that person that is considered secondhand smoke. One of the biggest health concerns surrounding cigarettes is secondhand smoke. No amount of secondhand smoke is safe. It has been shown to cause coronary heart disease, stroke, and lung cancer. In children, secondhand smoke can cause severe asthma attacks, respiratory infections, ear infections, and sudden infant death syndrome. Data recently released by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, provided the latest numbers on secondhand smoke exposure. The good news is that secondhand smoke exposure is on the decline, thanks in large part to widespread public health awareness campaigns. In 2000, 53% of Americans were exposed. By the year 2012, that number had dropped to just over 25%. As a whole, these declining numbers appear promising. Breathing secondhand smoke has immediate harmful effects on the cardiovascular system that can increase the risk of heart attack. People who expose themselves to secondhand smoke increase their chance of getting heart disease by 25 to 30%. Of the 20 million deaths reported since 1964 related to smoking, 2.5 million deaths occurred because of secondhand smoke exposure. Okay, now we have the third-hand smoke. Okay, it means the chemical residue of tobacco smoke contamination that clings to clothing, wall, furniture, carpet, cushions, hair, skin, and other materials after the cigarette is extinguished. Nicotine residues will soak into a smoker's skin and clothing, even if they smoke outside. People are exposed to these chemicals by touching contaminated surfaces or breathing in the off-gassing from these surfaces. This residue is thought to react with common indoor pollutants to create a toxic mix including cancer-causing compounds, posing a potential health hazard to non-smokers, especially children. Now, third-hand smoke. While the harms of secondhand smoke exposure are reduced once the smoke clears, third-hand smoke lingers long after the secondhand smoke has dissipated, even years. Because third-hand smoke does not simply go away once combustion has ended, non-smokers' exposure to hazardous particles can occur long into the future. Here in the community in Laredo, Texas, there are many places that they have no smoking areas. Almost any public place, in schools, college and universities, subways and trains, supermarkets, hospitals, certain sections of restaurants, and planes. Now, I'll be talking to you about some techniques used to get you to buy tobacco products. The techniques are as follows. Bandwagon. Everyone smokes, so you should too. Imagine appeal. You will be more glamorous or macho if you smoke. Maturity. If you smoke the cigarettes, you will appear older. Have a great time. Smoking cigarettes is fun and enjoyable. Popularity. You will have more friends if you smoke. When they give you free stuff. If you smoke our brand, you can mail away for free stuff. Health appeal. Our brand is healthier than all the others. Scientific evidence says our brand is better than all the rest. Celebrities. Famous people are smoking, why can't you? Here in this slide are some bad advertisements. You see some celebrities smoking, like Beyonce, Edward from Twilight. Do you think they look cool because they're celebrities and they're smoking? No, that's very bad advertisement. Then we have the good advertisement that shows if you use tobacco products, these are some things that can happen to you. Like in the Marlboro cigarettes, there's a picture of some teeth, decayed teeth. That means if you smoke, your teeth are going to turn this way. So that's the good advertisement. Now we're going into the section of the legal consequences of using tobacco products. Now, the legal consequences of using tobacco products are as follows. You're a minor, you will be penalized for purchasing or possessing tobacco products and must attain a tobacco awareness program or do community service hours. Failure to attend the tobacco awareness program or do the community hours may result in a suspension of the minor's driver's license. And also, a violation is punishable by a fine not to exceed $250. That means if you get caught or a fine and you're a minor, you'll be sent to attend a tobacco awareness program here at SCAN. We provide those. You will be sent to do community hours and also pay a fee of $250. Now you know the facts about using tobacco products. It's up to you if you want to use, but I suggest to be drug-free. These are some things that you can replace smoking with. They don't take a lot of effort or time, but they are enough to replace the habit of grabbing for a cigarette. 1. Drink a glass of water. 2. Eat a dill pickle. 3. Suck on a piece of tart candy. 4. Eat a popsicle or wash and freeze grapes on a cookie sheet for a healthy frozen snack. 5. Floss and brush your teeth every day. 6. Chew gum. 7. Exercise. 8. Hear music. Okay, now on this slide, I put some information to report no smoking in public places ordinance violation. Call the City of Laredo Health Department. I gave you the phone number and the pager, or Laredo Police Department phone number. All callers can remain anonymous. Keep all public places in Laredo smoke-free. Here are some frequently asked questions. Number 1, can anybody stop smoking if they decide to stop? Yes, you can stop whenever you want, and it's never too late to quit. That said, stopping smoking after 40 years is better than continuing to smoke for 45 or 50 years. It's never too late to quit, and while your lungs may never heal completely, they will begin to get better once you stop smoking, even if you've been smoking your whole life. Number 2, it is true that if you get stopped by a police officer and you have cigarettes in your possession, will you be cited? Yes, it is true, especially if you are a minor, you will get a citation. 3, what is worse, smoking cigarettes or using an e-cigarette? Both are bad because when you use an e-cigarette, it's like if you are smoking a pack of cigarettes. 4, when people have been smoking for so many years, will in the future they will have pulmonary infections? Yes, because they've been inhaling a lot of fumes from smoking, and that will become a pulmonary infection, especially in the lungs. 5, do the convenience stores ask for ID to purchase tobacco products? Yes, of course, they have to ask for an ID when purchasing tobacco products. Nowadays, in some stores, they even have to input your date of birth into the register. On this slide, I have the resources where I got the information to do this presentation. We have the website of samhsa.gov, the cdc.gov, and the hhs.gov. If you want more information, go through those websites and read any information that you like. And I also included the 1-800 number, Quit Now, and you could call that number whenever you like. Thank you for viewing Scans Futuros Saludables presentation on tobacco. If you have any questions about tobacco, feel free to reach us at 956-568-7105 or visit one of the websites, www.samhsa.gov or www.cdc.gov, and can also call the 1-800-QUIT-NOW for more tobacco information. Thank you.